Desktop. Okay, guys. So yeah, we're going to do. We're going to put onto the story. Right. Yep. Well, let me just test run the chat.
Baby in the wind, I can hear the ocean calling me.
On the YouTube, let's test run. If the bot's alive.
I was lost
Oh, I mean, the
in
bot's
the
dead. You know.
innocent dream.
Oh, we bot alive. Okay.
Temperature is rising. I wanna just hold
夜が闇に飲まれても
Oh, don't touch that.
feel the misty afternoon in the summer breeze.
こうするのが好きなんですか
Glass in the sparkling wine.
もっと近づいても
I can hear the reason flowing through the glass about the summer sun. I can taste the orange soda in there. I can feel the misty afternoon.
Okay, guys, it's time to continue the story. The Great Transfer. So I think this time we're going to go straight the perspective of Watanabe, right? Uncle Watanabe, I guess. Because remember previously, Watanabe is being revived, like being transferred to another frame, kinda. So what happened? So yeah, in short, they're trying to save him. So now, let's see where the story going. All right. Right angle pliers. Watch the hydraulics. He wanted to open his eyes but could only manage a small slit, through which he saw nothing but blinding white light. He could feel his body being cut open in place, but there was no pain. Only occasional words reached his ears, reminding him this wasn't a dream. Bunso, how's his mind signal? Stable. Mind. When he heard the term, he felt as though sea had appeared before his eyes. But the sea was like a dead pool, with no waves and no flow. Sea. Suddenly, a point of light appears in the dead silence, like a lighthouse on the sea. It stood firm in the center of the sea, guiding a ship to an unknown destination. The lost ship slowly approached, gradually surfacing from beneath the water. His consciousness is fluctuating again. Pump up the connection. I'm sure we can wake him up. Two more people said something, but Watanabe couldn't make out what they were saying. He tried to grasp something, but the whirlpool of memories pulled him in harder still. His consciousness sank beneath the surface again. Damn. When he opened his eyes again, he was lying on a hospital bed. But instead of common medical equipment or IV tubes, he found himself hooked up to some strange machines he had never seen before. Feeling somewhat lightheaded, he patted his head out of force of habit and heard a metal-like clunk. Oh, Babylonia. He looked at his palm in confusion, thinking he could remove the word like. As he tried to move his fingers, the mechanical structure of the spherical joints in his body moved as he willed. Looks like you're pretty much now awake. A voice he'd recognized instantly came from the side. It's his uncle. Ballard, is it really you? Who else do you think you're talking to now? But a humanoid figure made entirely of metal and synthetic skin leaned against the wall by the bed. He recognized that face, except it felt strange, even a bit frightening. You should probably check yourself out in the mirror first. Watanabe lifted his head, seeing his reflection in the mirror on the wall. A body of machinery, a barcode imprinted on his forehead, and eyes with different colors. We had a bit of an emergency, and a few things went a bit awry when we tried to make your body. I know you're still feeling confused, which is why I'm bringing you up to speed here. Your guys delivered the supplies to the camp but never saw you return, so they went ahead and reported your disappearance to the command post. For that, there was a huge explosion in City 175, and the staff figured that you were likely trapped in the city by the riot of Corrupted. I happened to be on my way back to headquarters. I was about to pass by the outskirts of City 175, so it was naturally open upon me to save you. I know what you're thinking. The child has been sent to the safety zone, and the remains of those who had passed were found and cremated a few days ago. Noticing Watanabe wanted to say something, Ballard answered his question before he even asked. Now, here's the important part. You were too severely injured for emergency treatment to be effective. So I went ahead and picked a construct modification for you, thinking that this would give you a better chance of survival. Construct? Is that a new type of prosthetic modification? Similar but different. He clenched his metal hand, similar to Watanabe's. With the most advanced prosthetic modification, you'd at least be able to keep important biological materials like your brain and part of your neurons. But it's different when you return into a construct, because with it, all of your body parts are replaced with metal components. We are still driven by electrical signals, but the part that sends out these signals is this complex structure they call the mind and not your brain. That's about it. I don't know the specifics since I'm not a scientist. Does that still make me... He couldn't help but think of the classic Theseus paradox. When all the wood that makes up a ship is replaced, is it still the same ship? I wouldn't worry about that. What will what you intend to do change just because you're no longer flesh and blood? Will the people you save stop thanking you and mourn the chunk of flesh that you once were? Ballard grabs Watanabe's shoulder, forcing him to look into his eyes. Modification isn't going to negate what we've done. Neither is it going to change what we seek. We're beings of experience, and we've been leaving footprints behind since the day we were born. Modification is just part of that journey. Someone may hinder your future, but no one can truly take away your past. Jeez, when did you become a philosophical? I ain't. I've just got more time to adapt and think than you have. I mean, I wouldn't have signed that consent form for you if my own modification had been a failure. Feeling better? Yeah. Great, let me go down to the second thing on the list then. He lets go of Watanabe's shoulder and sits on the chair by the hospital bed. I'm setting up an intelligence department consisting entirely of constructs. And would you like to be part of it? I thought you were already the director of the Security Intelligence Bureau, no? Ballard shakes his head. The SIB lost so many people at the beginning of the catastrophe that it's practically defunct now. Besides, I wasn't planning on adding a new personnel. Can find suitable candidates, I presume. Just sensing some changes in the times. The fact is, construct's capabilities have far surpassed humans. But there is more to it than that. In the foreseeable future, as long as this calamity continues, we will only be seeing more and more constructs. Potential enemies are changing. We'll only be making ourselves vulnerable to infiltration if we remain stagnant. Ballard didn't show any displeasure at Watanabe's subtle tone. Do you think I'm overly suspicious? Watanabe didn't answer. Watanabe, as long as there are differences, there will be enemies. This is something that's never going to change. And the ones you can see often prove more deadly than the ones you can when they come at you. Extraordinary enemies call extraordinary measures. That's why I want to form an all-contract intelligence department, ACID, which is why I was hoping you could help me. Let's say for a second, right? Watanabe didn't respond immediately. He placed his hand on his chest, where a mechanical heart lay. The heart was beating strong and powerful, and he would never forget why he had his real heart replaced with it. My mother left nothing but an empty tombstone. I swear I'll never be like her. Ballard, I think I figured out what my mother truly left behind. The pit filled with the drifting ash could no longer trouble him, and the persistent hellish visions were shattered. He stepped out of the shadow and once again stood before his mother's grave, this time facing the short epitaph. She slips her along with the war, bringing peace as a gift to the world. I wouldn't have been here had it not been for Backhouse, Bruce, Coetis, Albert, Garza, and the rest of the Oasis squad. Oh guys, Oasis squad, salute for you guys. We've come this far because of trust, and it's also because of this trust that they entrusted their future to me. Which is why I feel the front line is where I belong. I've come this far because of all these people who have been helping me along the way. Which is why the front line is where I can make all the help I've received count. I want to put this catastrophe to an end and bring peace, even at the cost of my life. Hold your horses there, son. This isn't something you can solve alone. Ballard stood up. He knew Watanabe had found his conviction, and that there was no talking him out of it. And you probably want to focus on adapting to your new body first. This is a good chance for you to replace that mismatched eye sensor too. I wouldn't worry, it doesn't affect my vision. I'm not going to bother with that when I've already had a major modification done. And don't lose this again. Ballard handed over the shotgun Watanabe received on his 18th birthday. Damn, but again, Ballard, why are you on PPZ? Why are you one of the bosses on PPZ? What happened? What happened with that belief of yours? But yeah, that's the thing here about Watanabe still on the epitaph frame. Bro still have the shotgun. Means bro still respect everyone. Bro is our Uncle Watanabe is holding his past with him and facing the future. You know. Watanabe reached out and grasped the gun, suddenly recalling Ballard's words from years ago. Do you still find me half-baked? Ballard hesitates for a moment, then loosened his grip on the gun. Heh, I guess you pass. He turned and walked toward the door, leaving one final remark. You don't want to stay in the bed forever. Communications between the ground and space will resume soon, and will be needed. Okay, Parliament. Bakwit the Constella Construction personnel to Line G111. The Actile Commercial Alliance ACA convoy will meet them there. Kowloon Chamber of Commerce KCC said they halted the southern advance of the corrupted. Update the tactical map. We need to replan area of defense. Deploy the 2nd Army to CT-169. There are many shelters donated by the Transatlantic Economic Community (TEC). The former World Government Summit Hall is now bustling with activity. After the brief chaos of communication silence, it's been repurposed as the command center for the battle against the punishing virus. Nothing really merits a discussion until this calamity is resolved. Hans Farsis brows at a world map projected in the center of the hall. The Red Plague had taken over a quarter of the world's land and 10th of its oceans. Humanity, now reconnected, has stymied the corrupted advance, but the speed at which the troops and equipment are being consumed far exceeds that of production. The latest constructs have achieved notable victories in local battle zones, but it was a drop in the ocean for larger picture. So far, humanity's pinnacle of technology and military might, the Starship fleet remains out of contact. Whether they're still under control is a matter of life and death for humanity. Yep. Eden, right? Babylonia. Since the completion of the ultra-high energy transmission and antenna array constructed by the Arctic Route Union last week, the world government has been trying to contact the fleet in space. Before a new satellite communication network can be established, this antenna functions as humanity's lifeline to space. But no one can say for certain whether these signals can be received by the Starship fleet, or if the Starship fleet is capable of receiving the signals at all, for that matter. Where is humanity supposed to turn if space falls before the ground? Commander, this is the High Energy Antenna Monitoring Station. We've received a signal from outside the atmosphere. Based on the signal strength and characteristics, the analysis team speculates it may be from Miracle. Should we accept the signal and respond? Connect immediately. Everyone pauses their work and waits for to hear from the other side of the signal. Their response will determine humanity's fate, yeah. If Babylonia, the starship, will not gonna reply or there's no communication, it means humanity's gone on Earth, right? In short, humanity is dead. That's it. Mere seconds feel like centuries. Shin. This is Shin, a command officer on board Miracle under the world government's starship fleet. Miracle. Oh my god. That's the first name of one of the name of Babylonia, I guess. Babylonia, Eden, Miracle, Starship. Okay. A command officer on board Miracle under the world government's starship fleet. Please identify yourself. I repeat, please identify yourself. A gentle male voice brings a sigh of relief to everyone in the command center. Space is under human control. Thank goodness. I'm Hans, chief commander of the military. I'll brief you on what's going on the ground in just a bit. I'll need you to bring us up to speed on what's happening in the space first. Got it. Currently 30 starships, the International Space Station ISS, Eden 2 colony ship, and the lunar base are still under our control. Supplies are sufficient for over 6 months of use. On the third day, after communication was cut, we contacted the personnel station at the ISS, Eden 2 and lunar base. Oh wait. Lunar base is the moon, Eden 2 is because space station is the one that got corrupted. I remember correctly on main story chapter 9, when where Selena got trapped. I remember correctly. Okay, gotcha. After sending out drones for reconnaissance, we concluded that all 240 orbiting satellites have self-destructed. Due to the lack of production lines for core components at the spaceport, we couldn't repair them. The drones were shut down by a network of anti-aircraft fire when they entered the atmosphere. Since we couldn't be sure what was happening on the ground, we didn't force our way through or destroy the network. The tech department quickly built multiple temporary antennas, and the communication team monitored them 24/7 to avoid missing any possible signals from the ground. And I guess we made the right choice. Good work. Now let me update you on what's happening here on the ground. 3 months ago, during the ignition of ceremony, an unknown virus came out of the core of Reactor 1. Yeah, guys, I'm still curious. Where is Reactor 1? One of the reactor is on Kowloon, guys, on Kowloon KCC. Second reactor is on Atlantis, right? Third is on Lunar Base. Fourth is where's the fourth one again? I forgot. But yeah, but reactor 1, where is it? It shows astonishing infectivity to logical circuits and severe and yeah, the reason I'm curious because why did the Omega file didn't activate it when the punishing virus go out of the go rampage outside. Or let's say leaked out. So again, normally, like based on the experiment on Atlantis, is if the punishing go out, right? Because, like go rampage outside, it's going to be got absorbed by the Omega file, which is it didn't happen to reactor 1. And severe corrosiveness to human bodies. We still don't know how it works, but we'll send you a detailed report in a bit. After limited communication was restored, we learned that the deep well housing the Gestalt also shut down on the day of the virus outbreak. Oh my Gestalt. Some people from the Science Council who made it out alive told us that the defense system there was infected too, like the network of anti-aircraft fire you encountered. Since smart weapons can't effectively strike before being infected, we have no good solution for this defense areas until the Science Council improves the firewall. But things might just take a turn from that bit better going forward since we're now in contact. The starships can only deliver effective strike with the ballistic missiles, but their control systems are susceptible to hijacking too. Are you saying we should put Longinus Arsenal on Eden 2 to use? Okay. Eden 2 is Babylonia. Okay. We saying we should put Longinus Arsenal on Eden 2 to use. Okay. That's what I was thinking, except I think we have a cheaper option here now, having heard what you just said. A cheaper option. Are you talking about those satellites that are no longer in use? Exactly. Those satellites are perfect raw materials as the rods of God. Okay. We'll be joining hands to destroy the infected defense areas in the shortest time. Yes, let's do that. Humanity will have its chance to fight back once the path between space and the ground is cleared. Within the next month, the Space Force, aided by the ground forces, launched a total of 115 high-density metal rods and made from decommissioned satellites at the infected defense areas. Among them, 21 are intercept and 7 deviate from the intended impact area, failing to deliver effective damage. The remaining 87 directly hit their targets, delivering a devastating blow to the infected defense areas. How loud is a dog? Bruh, so loud. Humanity finally regains its footing through the successive victories brought upon the meteors that are the roads of God. The last barrier between space and ground is broken, reestablishing the four-dimensional strike system. The newly formed Purifying Force, okay? I mean, again, the founder of Purifying Force is literally Ballard, right? Eradicates doomsday rhetoric, human trafficking, illegal trades, and inhuman experimental sites established under the guise of a world government. The world government gradually regains the credibility lost due to the punishing outbreak. Damn. First all-hand meeting on the battle against the punishing. Oh my chillard, yo. We've been fighting alone due to communication breakdown since the punishing first emerged from the 0-point reactor. Fortunately, through relentless effort, we've reestablished contact and are once again united for a single cause. This meeting aims to set strategic directions for future battles against the punishing. All opinions are appreciated and welcome. I do have a question before we go ahead with the discussion. The counselor looked toward a corner of the meeting room. Representatives of the Science Council, do you have anything to say about this disaster? You brought about... What do you mean you brought about? You guys agree? What do you mean? Counselor, this meeting isn't about assigning blame. What would you like to hear? I'm sorry, you have me apologize. And just for the record, I don't think we did anything wrong. Hot. That's true, it's not their fault, okay? It's not the sign. They only introduced it, but you guys agreed, right? Everyone agreed. Netheart's words sparks murmurs around the room, but none speaks out of respect for the Science Council, knowing that blaming would be futile. Because again, without the Science Council, you guys are dead. That's it. but once this fuse is ignited, it's difficult to extinguish. If you don't know the severity of the issue because you're always cooped up in the lab, let me lay it all out for you. Since the punishing outbreak, there has been 30 million casualties. Humanity has lost 20% of its living space. The direct economic losses are twice that of previous unification war. Now, are you still going to tell me the Science Council did nothing wrong? Nithard takes a deep breath. In primitive society, the first humans who touched a flame didn't know it would burn them. But they weren't deterred. Humanity's harnessed fire, drove away beasts, and gradually... Yeah, that's the thing about the... zero-point reactor, guys. It's not perfect. This is the first trial. Now we talk about that. This thing happened. Also, it have the same theme as what happened to Imperia on the Omega weaponized frames. You know what happened to Imperia, right, guys? First test, first experiment, it's almost killed the user. So it also happened. That's what happened on the zero-point reactor, right? Just like what Nithard said. He said that what bro said again? Forgot. But yeah, the first human who touched a flame didn't know it would burn them, but they aren't deterred. Humanity harnessed fire, drove away beast. Yeah, at first they got surprised, they got overwhelmed, but after using it repeatedly, like a daily basis, and then using it as opportunity to survive, yeah, everything is back to normal. That's how it works. The same with the zero-point reactor, right? Nobody is in fault here. Either humanity, either the world government, either the Science Council. No, there's no reason for bro. I mean, I think bro have problem. Councilor A have problem, I guess. During the industrial era, pollution wiped out 70% of the wild species in less than half a century. Yet we didn't return to farming. Before the theory of cold fusion, yep, cold fusion, guys, it's similar to a nuclear reactor. Okay, nuclear waste from fusion reactor took hundreds of thousands of years less. Lost its radioactivity. Yes, that's science. That's based also to science. If you guys have study science, yeah, it already explained there. Did we regret exploring atomic energy? Seemingly a little uncomfortable giving long speeches like this, Nithard takes another breath. We don't abandon ethics for exploration, but we aren't so naive as to think there won't be any cost. To use, the punishing is just another hurdle to overcome, like environmental destruction, greenhouse effect, or radioactive pollution. We face challenges head-on because our goal is true, and we will not back down because of any challenges. Oh my god, Ultra is here, yo! Hello, welcome. Yeah, we're going to have a short stream, like 2 hours. 2 hours 30 minutes. Let me just see how much I can finish on the story. Easier said than done. The zero-point reactor still emits the punishing. How do you plan to overcome that? The chief will lead a team over to shut down the reactor when we have the invert device for construct developed as the first line of defense. Okay. And here comes Corona Researchers is doing bullshit on the background, right? Because the developer of invert device is the grandpa of Karenina. It's hard. Shouldn't we discuss the personnel for this mission? A Thriller clearly doesn't think this is a wise choice. No one knows the zero-point reactor better than its design. This catastrophe requires everyone's full effort to solve, including mine. I won't be sitting around doing nothing. I'm just quoting the chief's words. Is there anything you'd like me to rely? He is speechless. The Science Council has stated its proposition. What about the rest of us here? Let me say a few words then. Okay, Hans. Hans pressed down on the speaker button. You guys knowing Hans? Again. Just felt sad bro died. But yeah. Thanks for Hans, General-in-Chief Hans. Thanks for your sacrifice on Chapter 16, Puglia Forest Park Incident. the chapter that humanity nearly lost. Alright? My plan is to a major relocation. Yep, relocation. I think this will be the starting point of the Great Evacuation, right? This is the starting point of the Great Evacuation. As you all know from various sources, the punishing spreads. It is everywhere. It is everywhere. The only difference is the concentration. What happened to you, Ultra? By the way, Kuro Games heard my prayer and gave me early pity, Selena. In my first year of PG, I never saw early pity. Don't worry. At least Selena love you because I think most of players and also my guild mates, they got Selena on the hard pity. Because King got Selena and her weapon at first 10 pull. But there is the one last untouched sanctuary, humanity's last refuge in space. Yep. Okay. So again, we're right. Because it's so obvious right there. Because knowing Hans' safety for both for humanity, great goods for humanity is always on his top. It doesn't matter if he will die. That's it. So yeah, I think this is the starting point of the Great Evacuation. He presses a button and a tactical projection appears before everyone. Yeah, it's King. Yeah, that's what happened to King. Bro got Selena weapon and Selena at like 10, like total of 20 pulls. This time the map isn't filled with complex contours, but is an expensive star chart with severely simple orbital lines. Space Force starship fleet, the entire ISS, Eden to colony ship, and the lunar base. The red dots that function as indicators move across the map. Using this as basis, we'll establish a 380,000 kilometer strategic depth between Earth and the Moon, creating an insurmountable barrier to the punishing. By relocating non-combatant civilians in batch, we'll have enough workers to work on spaceport and starships to accommodate subsequent populations. This will enhance other production junctions, which will give us a stable base support. The Moon and other planets in the solar system will serve as our resources reserved. Some modified starships will shuttle between this location to transport industrial materials to our space factories. With the continued supply for weapons and equipment, and the enemy lacking reinforcement, we will eventually eradicate the corrupted on Earth. True. We'll then be able to research we'll have our time to start researching about the punishing without a hindrance. Ladies and gentlemen, his gaze sweeps across the room. History is a cycle. Some generations enjoy blissful ignorance, while others are burdened with great expectations. Now it's our generation's turn to shoulder our responsibilities. Humanity will take back our home, no matter how long it takes and what it costs. Silence falls after the speech. After a while, a council breaks into what seems like self-mocking laugh and drops his prepared proposal into the recycle bin. Oh my god, finally. No one will going to disagree with that, right? First of all, survivability. That the Chief in Command General Hans' proposal is one of the best and safest and easiest way for humanity to survive. Okay? That's some good shit. Holy cow. Now that's truly something. Of course. He starts clapping his hands. The sound echoes through the silent, empty hall. Soon, a second, a third, a fourth, almost everyone starts clapping. In the end, Hans' proposal passes with an overwhelming majority. And with this plan also, there's a negative, of course. There's a negative thing here. This will be the starting point of humanity's people that will going to Eden, Babylonia, or Eden 2. And internal conflict between humans, which is humans that will be staying on Earth, and humans who will be soaring on the sky, on the space, which is Eden, or let's say Babylonia. So yeah, but in overall, I think again, Hans' proposal is one of the best, one of the safest. Alright. Hans is the old man died in chapter 14. 14? 14, you sure? No, it's not chapter 14, what do you mean? It's chapter 16. On Puglia Forest Park. Oh, in the chapter. Before surviving Lucem chapter, which is chapter 17. The one who sacrificed for the loneliness arsenal. The official name of Hans' proposal is Project Acadia Transfer. Yeah, that's a freaking long ass, but yeah, that's in short, it's the Great Evacuation. Damn. Sheesh. Alright, let's continue. But before we continue, I want to eat some chocolate. Chocolate though, I think I have Kit Kat. Let's Kit Kat though. Let's eat. Bruh. Never mind, look. Let's just eat some dairy. Cup dairy. Chocolate. I need sugar. I think we have Toblerone below on downstairs, but the Toblerone is so sweet for me. So sweet, what the heck? The stout, okay. Mika. Project Acadia Transfer will be the largest strategic relocation effort in human history, and it will be implemented in 3 phases. Of course, the VIPs, phase 1, the so-called important people. But yeah, with all this required here, of course, they're gonna include those who get their seat on Babylonia via money. Mobilizing global transport forces to move a total of 1.5 million engineers, technicians, raw materials, and essential equipment to the spaceport elevated at an orbital height of 10,000 kilometers. Hurry up, the next batch for transport ships will be here soon. The gravity field shifted by 2.6 degrees. Send someone to adjust the gravity simulation in a segment. Exhaust gas backflow occurred in compartment DA13. Responsible personnel, please respond immediately. I repeat. Busy figures move through every part of the space station. Everyone's busy doing their part since this is the focal point of the first phase of the project. Shin, how's everything looking? I'm curious how Shin died. Last time I'm curious, guys. We expect to clear the DH series department by 6 PM GMT to make room for the next group of personnel. Thank you. How's the safety protocol? Punishing detection devices now cover the entire spaceport, and high-energy explosives are installed at each compartment connection for emergency detachment if necessary. And that's not enough. Rearrange the escape pod locations. They're too concentrated right now. Roger that. Phase 2. Over 20 years, 20 out of 30 starships will be converted into small colony ships to accommodate a larger population. At the same time, half of the spaceport's compartments will be upgraded for military-industrial use to meet production targets. Tall guy, help me lift this up. Oh, I'm curious, who is this tall guy though? Yeah, this dude, who is this? The tall soldier takes the box. The dude who always used the emote. You want to know what the commotion was about? It was mainly about Starship's modifications. The plans are undecided, and the deadline is approaching. So a few supervisors almost started fighting. Hey, the next meeting's about to start. Hurry up. When was it announced? I didn't get a notice. Just a minute ago. I'm heading there now. Wait for me. Imagine if that Tolga is an important character. The 20 modified fallen ships will shuttle the remaining population of Earth between other planets in the solar system to collect resources and continuously supply raw materials to the spaceport's industrial base, thus forming a 380,000 kilometer gap with the spaceport, starship fleet, ISS, colony ships, and the lunar base as strategic points. And with all these places, only one left, right, on the main story, on the first part of the main story, which is Eden 2. International got infected. I don't know what happened to these colony ships. Lunar base got infected on the beginning part of the chapter. We only reclaim it, right? Previously, but recently on chapter main story, chapter 19. Humanity will launch a counterattack by relying on the entire solar system. And Nanami is just watching, and Nanami is just chilling in the corner right now. Future Nanami, and she's lonely. Okay. All procedures are complete. Congratulations, you're discharged. After confirming the signature, the person returns to Watanabe's personal terminal. Thanks for taking care of me during this time. We're just doing our job, but you adapted surprisingly fast despite the emergency modifications. Didn't expect you to be the first to be discharged. Even the director is surprised. I can't stay in bed forever. This body will rust if I keep lying around. I know you're trying to be funny, but tantalum polymers are actually quite resistant to rust. Speaking of your body, are you going to replace that mismatched eye? Yeah, I'm kind of curious why bro didn't replace his eyes, because again, when we met the Watanabe, bro still have the same eyes, right? Watanabe waves his hand as he walks toward the door. Don't worry about me. Besides, I don't mind the color of this eye. Okay. Bro is okay with it. Okay, gotcha. After leaving the medical consortium, Watanabe finds Ballard already standing next to an off-road vehicle. Hold on. Yeah. Ballard opens the car door. Get in, we've got a job. Gestalt JCC, Gestalt Central Core. Watanabe flips through his terminal, which is filled mostly by an image of a spherical machine. Yeah, let me explain while you do that. After the Great Transfer was confirmed, the first thing we did was order the existing important... Of course, yeah, Gestalt is one of the most crucial thing that the humanity need at this time. Superconducting crystal processing equipment, full space ecological cycle systems, fusion material refiners, they're all in the list. But there's one piece of equipment that's surely the most important. Gestalt. My nose. He points to what it looks like. He points to what looks like the eye of the spherical machine, the pinnacle of human's achievement. Gestalt. The population relocation, resources allocation, and space management involved in the Great Transfer require immense computing power. Without Gestalt's help, this project would take twice as long to complete. Also, moreover, if Gestalt gets infected, the damage that its computing power can cause would be immense. Yep. So we must ensure that it's under human control at all costs. Right, sounds like your hospital stay didn't do your brain damage. My injury wasn't on my brain. But why me? I just completed my adaptive training. Surely you can find others to take on such an important mission because your uncle trusts you. Your uncle trusts you, bro. There are still some dangerous areas. I've sent all my trusted subordinates to handle those. Dangerous as in... There are conspiracy theories that the world government is abandoning the masses. Others try to reap benefit from the project through bribery. Yep, like I said, there's a lot of people on the phase 2, phase 3, phase 1 um going yep like who successfully entered on the on Eden using money. There are conspiracy theories that the world government is abandoning the masses. Others trying to reap benefits from the projects through bribery. Some are taking advantage of the information blackout to deceive the public into participating in an illegal experiment that are Kuruno. Let's out arrears north of Stain. Article 1092 of the Law on the Advancement and Protection of Science and Technology. Nonsense. Even at a time like this, you still... In the eyes of some, disaster and misfortune are not bad news but opportunities for gaining power. Fortunately, there aren't too many of these scavenging jackals. Unfortunately, the more they take, the longer they live. Eradicating them won't be easy. We need to prepare for a long-term battle. After dealing with Gestalt, I'll have plenty of time to deal with them. You know, people like you might not have a good ending. Oh my... Uncle Watanabe just jinxed it. Watanabe shows a weary smile but doesn't try to dissuade Ballard because he knows Ballard won't compromise or back down on his matter. This persistence has evolved into stubbornness and, in a sense, aggression. Ballard sees compromise as helping those people. Watanabe remembers his father talking to Ballard about this many times, but neither side ever convinced the other. Why should we let them reap huge profits from the gambling and live unscathed? Ballard shakes his head. No, someone needs to drag them back to the table and make them pay back with interest. Forget it, let's not talk about this. Faced with stubbornness, Watanabe decisively chooses to give up. Just like his father would have. I see that besides the military, the Science Council and Norman group are involved in this operation. Yes, the resistance is crucial for this mission. You'll meet them soon. But before the mission starts, Ballard hands over another terminal to Watanabe. You can leave a message for someone. Headquarters will deliver it to them. We don't have many satellites and wires now. Long distance communication is mostly reserved for military and government use. So don't waste this rare opportunity. You haven't contacted Shin since the outbreak of the punishing virus, right? Yeah, it's been a long time. For a moment, they thought about taking the terminal but pushed it back in the end. Something needed to be said in person, like understanding his mother's choice, fulfilling his comrade's last wishes, or his own regrets and relief. There are too many things to say. How can a simple message be enough? Yep. If you're going to talk to your family, it's better talk to them front, IRL, not only on screen. It feels like writing a will, and I'd rather not. You're right, some things need to be said face to face. Ballard takes back the terminal. By the way, did you write one? Do you even need to ask that? The two shares a knowing smile. Wow. Gestalt retrieval operation temporary command post. The scared off raid vehicle drifts over, leaving charred brake marks on the ground. It comes to a steady stop by the roadside. You didn't mention we had to cross the battlefield. It saves time. Shortcut. The two gets out of the car and the soldier immediately runs over Captain Ballard and Watanabe. Oh, Greenhead. So you are the one Captain Ballard was speaking up. Did you join the Purifying Force? But Watanabe quickly dismisses the thought because the soldier isn't a contract but a human. No, I belong to the ground force. People from various units were gathered for this operation. I'm just a temporary captain in the charge of on-site command. Is everyone else here? They're already here, waiting. Good, take me to them. Roger that. Behind the tent flap, the crowd inside is clearly divided into three groups. Soldiers with firearms, technicians in work clothes with the Norman mining logo, and a lone woman sitting. Lone woman? She looks like she is lost in thought. Oh my god. Knit heart. Only one person from the Science Council, I guess. And I don't know, guys. Maybe because of her hair, I am kind of intrigued with her. I'm not into this kind of woman, but I don't know. Maybe because of her eyes and her air, the vibes in her on her. You know. Aside from the late Mr. Lando, no one knows Gestalt better than I do. Maintaining Gestalt is my daily duty. Like them. Chatter literally do some interesting stuff on her stomach and her tummy. Yeah. Anyways, yeah, the sort said like players please focus at her face and below also. Anyways, no one knows Gestalt. Okay, it's no support or backup. Those not already in space. Those are already on space. Join the team is shutting down Reactor 1. I am the only one left behind. Sorry, I underestimated you. Let me reiterate the operation plan. Reiterate the operation plan. First phase, normal mining will use heavy-duty cutters to open a path to the Gestalt deep well. You were the contractors for the entire underground area, right? No problem, but I must remind you that the underground space where Gestalt is located is complex. It's easy to get lost there even with a map. Please be careful. We'll be careful. Second phase, our assault team will open a path to Gestalt's central core. Watanabe, you lead the team. I'll fend off the corrupted that are drawn in. Roger that. Always monitor your infection rate. If it approaches the threshold, leave immediately. You haven't installed the invert device yet, so you can stay in a punishing environment for long. Invert device? It's the first line of defense for constructs against the punishing. You can think of it as a firewall for now. Yep, a freaking because with this new currently 1.0 version of invert device, so let's say it's a trial version of the window defender for constructs. Finally, a representative from the Science Council will enter the central core to check for infection. If there's no infection, they'll restart it to unlock the surrounding safety locks that will allow Norman's team to take away the core. Even if it's too late, we can let the enemy have it. We'll use the explosive we brought to destroy the core. Any other questions? Why not just blow up the safety locks? Gestalt was designed to withstand all extreme scenarios. While the core's reinforcement is limited, we've used every possible measure to reinforce the safety locks. The locks will remain intact even at an epicenter of a magnitude 9 earthquake. Holy. Okay, that's interesting. Of course, we could use stronger explosives, but that would obliterate the core, defeating the purpose. I have another question. Would it be more efficient if I joined the assault team? Nate Hart? Scientist joining the... Okay. Am I broken shoot? Okay. No, your safety is second only to Gestalt. Only you can start Gestalt, so you can take any risk. Nate Hart falls silent. Then I declare, Operation start. With a sharp cutting sound and bright sparks, the 2-meter thick safety door is pulled aside by the heavy-duty crane. We'll leave the rest up to you. Thank you. He looks into the deep passage and takes the first step. Move out. Okay. Time to use Uncle. Now, Ultra, how's your day? I think there's only 2 of us here, so yeah, how's your day? Let's have a talk for a bit. You've stopped for 20 minutes, soldier. It wouldn't even take 20 seconds if I were there. You want us to carry your body to Gestalt? Monday's United Front, soldier Watanabe. Oh my god. I think Ultra is sleeping. Yeah, I'll find the 3 terminals and get authorized ASAP. Calm down. Then please hurry up. It's hot. Oh my god. Okay, we're back. This is a maze. Where are you going? What the heck is that? This is a horror game. Throwing data of the area. Final target obtained, get unlocked otherwise. Current. Final target is there, which is 1, 2, and 3. Need to get the one in front, the left side, and then come back again here. Okay, gotcha. Okay, at least we can recheck it anytime. What the hell? Over there. Wow, over there. Go straight. Go straight. Okay. I can do. Oh. Turn it. Okay. Oh, hello.
準備はすでに整っている。もう死は恐れない。準備は生き抜いてやる。道を切り開く。準備はすでに整っている。もう死は恐れない。この生き抜いてやる。命がけでこの戦い生き抜いてやる。
As long as we are troops afterwards. Okay. Stick again. Current area. Sponsor circle. Okay. Over here. Let's go back. Let's go back. Hello, you good? Those who failed to evacuate. Oh my god, the red tide. This terminal B circuit panel. Now let's go back there. Wait, go back there. Hold on. Oh! Oh. Okay. Install circuit panel. Okay, let's go back. Can I just run? Oh my, I can't run. I'm impressed, soldier. Can you just be quiet? Oh man. Now what's crazy, guys? If Bianca is out of the out of the screen right now, the story, I might end up shipping these two. Knit heart ended. You'll find me crazy, but that's what I feel. Oh, I'm going again. Oh. Okay. Wait. Install the sub. 2 minutes install first, right? Let me just check something. Yep. Let's go back. Let's go back. Yes, it's destroyed the thingy. It's in B, right? B. B kana. Let's go back, I guess. It's B. B. Okay. Oh. Let's go back. Let's go straight. Let's just check something here. Maybe there are some stuff that I miss. Just curiosity, okay? Just curiosity for me. Okay. Everything's done here. The heck was that? Oh, someone's staring at me. Is it a bug? Someone's staring at me. Right there. You can go here. Okay. Now let's go back. I think we're just going. We just need to. We just need to go back. And we good. The very first part and then come back here, I think. All right. Okay, never mind. Something here? There's no way, right? Okay. Wait, hold on a sec. Okay, one here. Wait, I haven't touched this spot. I think, guys, I'm kind of a bit dumb right now.
問題ない。
Okay. Let's go back. Let's recheck. What did I miss? Because I guess this thing will end in like 15 minutes. Oh, this is the part I missed. Okay. This time limit. I think 15 minutes. 15 minutes. If I didn't finish this, the game will literally move me out of this part of the story. Area behind. if I don't want. You just come here, right? Automate. Going down, okay. Oh wait. Bro. Let's go up. What happened here? Oh. Jump.
おごりのせいこの道を切り開く準備はすでに整っているもう死は恐れない生き抜いてやる命がけでいくぞ
From there, okay, so either we can go right or we can go left. Couldn't go here. Wait, that's it? Oh, okay. Then go down. Jump. This is the only first. What the hell? But through the kata. There you go. We're out of fuel for the kata. After being repeatedly blocked by the safety doors, Watanabe decided to forcibly dismantle them. However, the Science Council already considered this in its design, so each safety door costs a large amount of fuel to treat and refill the fuel. Looking at the thick safety door in front of him, Watanabe has no choice but to order off retreat. If it weren't for these safety doors in the way, they might be able to reach the bottom pretty fast with the map. But now, there's no need. Oh. Our weary voice echoes in his ears again. Yeah, I know you're in a hurry, but we must retreat now. I'll cut the security. Oh, bro have a suit. Bro have a cutting suit, but that's a negative thing. It can be a good, but it can also be a bad. Because again, it's powered by technology. It will going to get this big metal hunk for that heart will be her coffin after. Heavy footsteps sound as a figure in a thick protective suit approaches. But first, let me catch my breath. So heavy, so sweaty. Oh my god, that heart sweat. Okay. Okay. Her voice also makes her sound exhausted. Damn. Okay. That's kind of interesting. Okay. Oh, let me just BRB, 3 minutes BRB. Okay, we're back. So guys, we are already like 1 hour and 17 minutes on streaming. Let's reach chapter 27 part 10. Let's try to reach that. The chapter is fast. Oh, back to the present. Oh, never mind. Oh my god. So that's how old Asimov is. Oh my goodness. Bro existed way back to the golden age. But bro didn't age. What the heck? After passing through 5 layers of verification, authentication card, biometric scan, graphic password, quantum key, and dual lock security, Asimov finally enters the heavily protected room. Never mind. Never mind, this is the present. Ishmael is here. You know guys what's crazy here? They couldn't notice like the way how Ishmael is talking to Gestalt. It felt like it felt like Ishmael see Gestalt like what do you call this? There's something unnatural when Gestalt and Ishmael is talking to each other, you know. I don't know why they couldn't notice. Maybe because we already knew what Ishmael is. So well, it is what it is. Mr. Asimov, remember to do this month's routine check. With him are a representative from 5 major functional departments. They are here to monitor others and be monitored. After the disaster that caused severe losses, access to Gestalt has been strictly controlled. A complex verification process was put in place to ensure that no one could access Gestalt's core unless the Science Council and the representatives from the 5 departments were all present. Biometric data of the current Science Council chief, dynamic graphic password set by the control court. Yeah, with all these passwords, and Ishmael can just access Gestalt if she wanted to. Authentication card held by the diplomatic court, quantum key held by the executive court, and 2 keys held by the military and the judicial court. As usual, do as you please, but don't disturb me while I walk. After connecting his equipment to the port, Asimov begins the monthly routine check. The bluish light illuminates his face, and only the sound of fingers tapping on the screen is echoing in the room. The routine check never takes too long. Asimov packs up his equipment. Computing power fluctuation has changed by 0.023% compared to last month. Considering the recent investment in the specialized frames, this fluctuation is within warning limits. For safety reasons, let's reduce the computing power quota next month. The supercomputing area in clean zone is in effect and can handle a fraction of the load. Whatever you decide, the source of computing power is important for research. Data logs show no fluctuation, and there is no unrecorded transmissions or receptions. Are you sure? It looks like the isolation facility is still working normally. Thank you for your hard work, Mr. Asimov. Asimov nods and doesn't say anything else. He looks up at the isolation panel installed in the side of Gestalt, which contains all of humanity's knowledge. In a way, the items the archaeological team struggles to retrieve has always been in human control. But after that incident, there was never an opportunity to take them out. Human control. I need deeper explanation. Okay, at least we're back. We're back. Gestalt maintenance tunnel. It hot? Ballard, what's going on? Watanabe immediately opens the communications and questions Ballard. She's more persuasive than I imagined. Let me explain. Wearing a heavy protective suit, Netheart finally moves to the terminal in front of the safety door. It's working, thank God. Her fingers dance across the keys like she's playing a piano, unaffected by the gloves. The primary objective of this mission is to save Gestalt, whether we retrieve it or destroy it. We must first reach the deep well. But with your current speed, you won't make it before the infection rate hits the threshold because the safety doors are in your way. Of course, repeatedly dismantling the safety door is an option, but that would extend the mission by at least 2 days. With the delay, the risk of Gestalt get infected and being surrounded by the corrupted will require your military expertise to deal with. When my application was approved, the data and calculations convinced him, not me. I mean, he said your safety is second only to Gestalt, meaning if we can't reach Gestalt, I'm not important. Damn, holy cow. Bro is good. Holy cow. I don't think that's what he meant. I don't know what he thinks, but that's how I see it. No matter the cost, Gestalt must be saved. That's my mission. Sensing the unwavering tone, Watanabe knows that saying more would be disrespecting her. Would be disrespecting her resolve. All units switch to defensive formation. The assault team shifts formation, forming a double-headed triangle to protect Nidhart in the center. I'll leave the next safety door to you. Don't fall behind. Got it, and thank you. The group continues to move deeper underground. It's too risky. How's your situation? Too heavy. But it's okay, my mind is still clear. I'm a bit worried about Nidhart. Oh my god. Heterosapien.
おごりない政府はもう死は恐れない。命がけに生き抜いてやる。道を切り開く。
Grenade. Oh. Turn left. Wait. Oh. Oh. Bro. Wait, don't tell me it's hard to sacrifice here. Oh shit. Please no. Please don't. Not hard. We still have a date planned, right? Don't sacrifice. What's the situation? There's one more safety door to the deep well. But that safety door requires a key. The terminal can't access the door without a key. A key, I'll find it. I'm cut on you soldiers. Let me empty the gas with the evacuation system. This is the surveillance record. Should be used to you. Why is the passcode still not here? There's no time to waste. It's a record. Seems there's no way to take this data out. Retreat heard this way they're coming. I have the passcode. Oh no. Oh shit. Bro, what the hell? Did you find it? It's a good one. Please don't betray, okay? I'm gonna cook you I'm gonna shoot you if you betray us. Carpenter back. Time to kill them, I guess. Koi. Take it hard.
準備もう死は恐れない。生き抜いてやる。命がけで行くぞ。準備はすでに道を切り開く。準備はすでに整っている。もう死は恐れない。生き抜いてやる。
Okay. The Deep Well, episode 9. Okay, Gestalt. We're back. Did it get infected? Oh shit. It's just too much exercise. Oh my god. Internal attack. Okay. We need to save the database. I'm in the server.
準備はすでに整ってもう死は恐れない生き抜く道を切り開く準備はすでに整っているもう死は恐れない念のため命がけでこの生き抜くこの戦いを生き抜く道を切り開く
We complete what's left in this. Child strong. Strong corrupted attention Gestalt. Attention, Gestalt's core program has been tampered with. Execute level 1 protocol. Attention. The piercing alarm echoes throughout the underground space. Moments later, other alarm sounds and overlaps with it. The panic concentration is skyrocketing. It's about to breach the warning line. Panic. Having experienced a failure before, Watanabe knows that panic is not in such moments would lead to unsalvageable loss. At heart, what's the status of Gestalt? 10 minutes. You can handle the punishing concentration in here. Evacuate immediately. From the chief's lieutenant, I won't leave. We must also greet them with victory. Guys, someone will going to sacrifice here. My mama with it hot. Omega Tofu. Welcome to the stream. For the first time, the voice that has always remained calm in the face of corrupted attacks sounds a bit anxious. Alright, we'll buy you time. All units defense formation. Aside from the annoying alarms, the auditory module picks up the sound of metal noises from the tunnel. Corrupted from all directions are converging, aiming to devour the prey at the center of the web. The sound of metal clashing pierces through their ears. Watanabe turns and throws his scimitar toward a hidden corner near the connecting pillar. The scimitar deflects the bullet, swings back into Watanabe's hand, and the squad members immediately fire into the exposed corrupted. They're here. Exhaust pipes, wiring conduits, weighing columns. Corrupted are oozing out of every hidden corner like crimson sludge. Open fire. The island is beginning to resist the clashing waves. Why? NIKKE's fingers dance over the terminal, but she still struggles to find off the corrupted of Gestalt by the unknown virus. I did exactly as the chief instructed. Why is this still happening? Oh no. Oh no. Okay, flashback. What did the instructor, the chief, said? Chief, are you sure it's okay to leave Gestalt to me? This is such, guys. Again, I kinda like NIKKE. Her design. And because her bangs is covered, her eyes covered, her red eyes. Other than that, yeah, her character also. Anyways, sure, there are better candidates. Unless, as every task is born, we believe you are the most suitable candidates. Unless the chief wants to dispose of NIKKE. Leaving me here means you likely won't be able to return from the 0-point reactor, right? We don't plan missions based on sacrifice, but we also don't fear sacrifice during missions. Oh no. What's that? If Gestalt goes haywire, connect it to this. Oh my god. Oh my god. Who the heck is chief? Who is the chief? NIKKE, who is your chief? I'm gonna kill that dude. She has already connected Dominic's. Oh my god, it's Dominic. Oh, let's see. I'll just let the story go for me, but I have doubt right now. Could the chief be wrong? Or the chief want to dispose of you? As the chief's lieutenant, Neatheart has unconditional faith in him. Oh my god. Yep. Chief, Dominic want to dispose Neatheart. We will definitely return. Believing in those words, she gives up her insistence on following them into the number 1 reactor in the contaminated zone. You're the most suitable. Oh my god. Believing in those words, she abandons her usual conservative method and chooses the most aggressive approach. And that's how Dominic used that weakness of yours to literally dispose of you. To get rid of you. Oh shit. If Gessel goes haywire, connect it to this. But she has done everything as instructed and hasn't succeeded. Is the chief wrong? So did we make a mistake from the very beginning? When we sought 0-point energy, a violent impact pulsed Neatheart back to reality. A soldier was thrown to the side and broke his legs. Vital fluid is oozing from his wounds, but Chisel grips his gun tightly, firing bullets into the corrupted. Not far away, the other squad members also suffered varying degrees of injury and are surrounded by the remnants of the corrupted. This island is on the brink of being devoured by the waves. And how much time do I have left? Oh no, already past 12 minutes. She took way more time than she promised, yet no one mentioned it, thus doing their utmost to buy her more time. Lastly, but most importantly, trust your comment, trust yourself. Huh? Oh my god. I like how the timing of the music goes right there. Everything's about to go down, when she's about to give up. And when she check her time, it's already past 12 minutes, already past 10 minutes, and everyone's continuing to protect her. It means she must not give up because all these people surrounding her is prepared to die just for her to retrieve, for everyone to retrieve the Gestalt. Damn. Let her cook. Damn. Okay. She removes her earpiece and focuses all her energy on thinking. If you got betrayed, don't give up. Look for a solution. That's it. Yeah, that's what I kinda like now more Neatheart. Because again, instead of just giving up, because again, all the instruction that they gave to Dominic gave to her, it didn't work. It means again, like I said, I'm still gonna continue with the word that Dominic betrayed, want to dispose Neatheart. But if not, then I guess it is kind of a bit planned, kinda. But other than that, yep, at least good job Neatheart. You didn't give up. You continue. You use your brain instead of following instruction itself. You look for solution, not in panic, not in fear, because fear causes death, right? A gruesome death. She is more familiar with the inner working of this machine than anyone else. Oh, that's why. That's why she. I mean, it's understandable if someone want to dispose of Neatheart. She knew she is more familiar with the inner working of this machine, of this humanity's brain, which is called Gestalt, than anyone else. She has iterated it hundreds of times and inspected it tens of thousands of times. The code within this machine is essentially an extension of her brain. Now, she just needs to find the source of her headache. The scene before her gradually disappears, transforming it to a torrent of characters. It is as if each keystroke shatters a winged serpent. The serpent shatters into shards, fall into the depths of the darkness. This and this. Neatheart feels her tight thoughts racing through even faster, so fast they seem to break free from her body. The targets of these erroneous commands are She finally discovers another threat hidden beneath the Gestalt crisis, sending a shiver down her spine. Starting our greatest weakness. Could these viruses be intelligent? Okay. Oh, guys, is this chapter gonna be a lore drop again? Punishing virus have intelligent. They have intelligence. 'Cause I didn't know that because first I thought it's red tide. I understand the function of red tide, but I didn't literally think that punishing is conscious. It have intelligence, targeting humanity's weakness. We have to stop them. She reached out, grasping 3 delayed commands with her hand. No. She stretched her hand outward, not caring of it if it breaks. Almost. Watanabe pulls her away from a crop just in. Oh my, thank goodness Watanabe's here. Just before she. Yeah, it's becoming sentient. Just before she reaches into its hammering blade, the Gestalt's broadcast. It is no longer repeating warnings, and the blinding red has turned into a serene azure. The only remaining red at the scene is human blood seeping through their protective suits. Did I succeed? So tell me, I can see. Guys, remember, Heart's still a human. She is still a human. You did well. Watanabe's blade severe a corrupted longing at them, and Watanabe kicks it into a pile of debris. You've successfully restored Gestalt. Your job is done. Gestalt. Heart tries to stand but quickly falls to the ground, making a noise that sounds like a water balloon hitting the floor. She wants to walk, but her body feels like it is soaked in viscous fluid. It is actually her own blood and flesh. Rupture. Yeah, guys, she is in danger. Again, this very big metal will, if it got infected, it will be her own coffin. She tries to crawl but realizes she has no strength left. Hang in there, we'll break through together with you. I can't leave yet. Restoring Gestalt is only one thing. Targets of the erroneous humans are the troops in space. Oh, is this the starting point where we lost ISS, International Space Station? What? Your father. They are the target. Watanabe report the situation immediately. With the Gestalt chaos resolved, communication with the temporary command post seems to have been restored. Gestalt is back to normal, but we're surrounded. Heart is severely infected, with large areas of necrosis. Backups, follow me. Hold on, backups are on the way. Holy cow. Oh my god. The stories are going up at this point. Okay. Yeah, guys. A new knowledge has been added on my brain. Punishing is they do have sentient. They have they are sentient. They have intelligence. It's not only red tide. Okay. Okay, holy cow. Okay. Okay. Let's do one more because I think this one is pretty long. So, oh wait, hold on. If the story is about to go intense, going up. Okay, let's do one more. Orbital threat. What's the point? Babylonia. This is the bow window, the only spot in Babylonia where you can see the distant home planet in its entirety. Hassan often sat here alone when there were no annoying things. We're back to the present. Metallic debris, devoid of lust, floating quiet around Earth. They once represented human ambition, glory, and power. But in the face of that unprecedented defeat, those tools, along with the pride, shattered into pieces. Another decade has passed. Hasan still remembers the few decades that birthed such brilliance. The deep space probe, cold fusion engines, terraforming plans, starship fleet. But after the outbreak of the punishing virus, such glorious times never occurred again. How can humanity have the strength to plan its next steps now that the future is uncertain? President, the meeting's about to begin. Let me see the agenda for this quick meeting. Aside from some routine reports, Salika opens a tablet and highlights 2 items. These 2 main focus are with whether to expand the search and rescue range for the Grey Raven Commandant and the border. Okay, hold on. Expand the search and rescue range for the Grey Raven Commandant and the border conflict with the Forsaken. So this event have been happening the same time as chapter 26, right? Search and rescue. The words search and rescue. Forsaken also, right? Okay, so this event has been happening the same time. Gotcha. These 2 can be merged as one, as the area controlled by the Forsaken is now a blind spot for our search and rescue. Alright, let's go. Clean Zone is a breather for humanity, but crises always arrive without notice. Commandant disappeared and we lost contact with Watanabe. Then there's the strange movement of the Forsaken. So many unresolved matters weighs on his shoulders. Hasan takes one last look at the distant home planet. Hidden among the silent wreckage are dormant ballistic missiles. The old weapon seems to remind him that beneath the calm, danger still lurks. We're back to the past. A soldier retreats and is quickly replaced by another. I'm out of ammo. Anyone get some? Catch. A fully loaded magazine is tossed over. That's also my last one. The gunfire has become sporadic. Of the original 12-man assault team, only 4 remain. The corrupted in front of them are crawling from every corner out like pests. After the final few shots, an empty magazine clicks sound simultaneously. All units tighten the defense line, prepare for melee combat. The remaining soldiers immediately retreat to the command area. They form a semicircle so that Neatheart, who is wearing a protective suit, is at the center. Captain, how is she? Not good, but she's alive. Neatheart has fallen unconscious at some point and blood seeping from the seams of her protective suit. If the terminal wasn't showing a heartbeat, Watanabe would have thought she was dead. These researchers may look fragile. After plunging his tactical knife into the integrated chip in front of him, the soldier kicks away another grub that tried to attack Neatheart. I find it funny when Bro said that these researchers may look fragile, but they are strong within. Guys, if you have any girlfriend or boyfriend who's a researcher, support them, as long they're not that crazy, okay? But they never miss a beat when it comes to missions. Yeah, so it's our turn now. We must hold on until the rescue team arrives. It doesn't look good. They are probably corrupted along the way. It will take time for the rescue team to break through. Shouldn't you be saying something more encouraging now? Why are you being pessimistic? I meant for you to talk less and do more. A corrupted nearby is sliced in half by a scared blade, and a military boot crushed its head. Ballard, where are the reinforcements? We've taken a heavy blow. We can't hold on much longer. The only response is the harsh noise of the communication channel. Is the communication malfunctioning again? Did you hear something? Kuro is crazy once. Eh? Is the ground shaking too? It wasn't until Watanabe entered the communication that he noticed the harsh sound wasn't just coming from his headset. It's getting closer. Large corrupted. A beam of light pierces the dark underground space like a flash of lightning in the dead of night. Are you trying to blind the people inside with your high beams? A harsh scolding can barely be heard from the driver's seat. The roaring engineer folk. Oh my god. Backup is here, guys. Backup is here. They are here. Drop like a ball, crashing and grinding down the troublesome machines. The red tide is split into two, and the ship that broke through the waves stopped steadily in front of Watanabe and the others. The rear hatch opened and fully armed soldiers jumped out. They start to clean the remaining corrupted. Yep. Oh my god. Uncle is here. Time to save your nephew. Sorry for the wait. It took us some time to get this big guy running. Thanks for opening the safety doors along the way that allowed it to come in. His gaze sweeps over the remaining team members before resting on Netheart lying on the ground. At least, I mean, with this, how old Netheart is, I wish if ever she will die, at least she will die in peace. Not in a way like being corrupted, being infected, being devoured, right? Medical team, save her. You all should head to the rear cabin and report the situation. You said Aeron's commands were sent to the Space Force. Did she say what exactly? She only had time to tell me this much. Looks like we'll have to wait until she wakes. Oh no. Guys, send signal. Send signal to space station. Word about your father. Without hesitation, the young man nods. I heard from Backhouse that you scored a perfect score in simulated flight training. I did. Netheart's in very bad condition. Even the doctor doesn't know when she'll wake up. He speaks slowly, as if trying to convince himself while talking to what. And this is the time where Watanabe will use a jet, right? A freaking jet that can fly going to space. What do you call it again? I think it got mentioned during Watanabe's interlude. According to what you said, sending out erroneous commands shouldn't happen as easily as blowing a fuse. Private Watanabe, listen to orders. This mission is an extension of the Gestalt rescue operation. Currently, you are the only one in the team who can pilot a ship in space without additional equipment. So as the leader of this operation, I order you to pilot the space air transport craft to space and confirm the situation. Make sure to find out exactly what erroneous commands were sent. Ballard, if you continue on like this. Seeing his hesitation, Ballard raised an eyebrow instead. Can you complete this mission? Yes. Then go ahead and leave this to me. Okay. I felt like this will be a sad thing to happen. Spaceport. Before the meeting starts, allow me to introduce someone. In the conference room, commandants from various starships sit on the both sides of the table. This is their monthly report meeting, a rare chance for them to leave their starships. And a good opportunity for punishing to attack them. Oh no. Yeah, guys, again, punishing is... Bro have intelligent. I'm sure you've all heard of him. Vic of Isley, the world government's ace pilot. Oh damn. At this, the commandants on both sides of the table began to murmur. Isley is where the world government trains its pilot and tests new aircraft. Dozens of ace pilots come from there, but only one can be called Vic of Isley, the father of the father of the friend of Watanabe. Now, Cyril, please come in. I told you, no need to mention those titles. I'm here simply because I'm needed. Years of battle have taken their toll on him. His body is deteriorating, and though he is the same age as Shin, his face is already covered in wrinkles. These are the marks of his battles, his permanent medals. Last month, the latest aerospace fighter, Fenrir, was transported to the spaceport. Cyril will lead his team to train the new recruits from now. During the training, a massive tremor strikes the conference room and alarms him there immediately. Administrator report the situation. A tunnel goes silent after a brief static noise. Instead, a broadcast begins. Attention all spaceport staff. The flagship Miracle has departed. Navigators, take your positions. Depart? Wait, what? All spacecraft staff, the frigate Ambition has departed. Navigators, take your... The continuous announcement states that all 30 starships, including the Sludge, are leaving the port. Oh my god. The starship are being hijacked, guys. How is that possible? I never gave an order to start the engines. My control permission have been revoked. Shin tries to contact one of the subordinates still on the flagship, but a cold automatic message tells him that he can't connect. Hello, can you hear me? I am Shin, a command officer from the Starship Fleet. Get the administrator to report the situation immediately. The administrator has already perished. He was at the docking port when the Starship cold fusion engine started. Oh my god. My condolences. I will now report the situation. Thus now the engines of 30 starships, including the flagship, suddenly started at the port. 320 staff members performing routine maintenance. Yep, of course. We're talking with a machine that of a ship that is voyaging on the space. Okay. Just a 1 second. If a person is on the freaking tourist near the engine of it, 1 second is enough for you to get cremated alive right there. Get burned. That's how, because it's a freaking starship, bro. This is not just some jet, okay? The reinforcement locks were severely damaged and the gravitational field was imbalanced. We attempted to contact the personnel left on the starships but received no response. Additionally, our communications with the ground are cut off. We already sent someone to the ground headquarters to establish contact. Where are the starships headed? Eden 2. They are heading straight for Eden 2 and accelerating. Oh my goodness. Collision is expected in 10 minutes. The conference room falls silent. The commandants, who are most familiar with the starships, know that the spaceport's defensive firepower is not enough to stop the starships. I'll lead a team to intercept them. It won't be enough. Shin already considers Cyril's flight squadron, but Fenrir is not designed to fight starships of this size. Even if they depart now, by the time they're done preparing, the starships would have finished their acceleration phase, making it difficult for Fenrir to catch up. Is there any other way? Wait, the ambition seems to have stopped accelerating. So has the starlight. Are you certain? Workers on the starships must be doing something. However, before he can inquire further, a noise from the terminal interrupts him. Stop it. This is our last chance. Okay? Steve. A glimmer of hope in his heart dies again as more messages come in. More starships have stopped accelerating. Each short message is a final farewell. Make it stop. Again, guys, every starship have a bomb within. Okay? So if ever a hijacking event will happen, they're going to detonate the bomb within the ship. In short, a sacrifice that is needed for a greater cause. We leave the rest to you. We will not be the sinners of humanity. See you around. Finally, Shin's terminal also begins ringing. He knows it will be a final message. There's no escape. I'm the last survivor, so don't hold back. No one will know if their battle and no one can beat them. Farewell. Those on the starships are making the same choice because they all share the same value. Those brave souls who are already gone did everything they could. Now, it is their turn. Everyone gathered in the central hall. Central hall of the spaceport. Almost everyone from the spaceport and Starship Fleet command system is gathered here. Is ground communication still down? Still down. Both general and encrypted channels are being jammed by an unknown signal. I will try adjusting the frequency. Don't tell me Shin will do some goated thing here before he sacrifices himself. But don't get your hopes up. What about the liaison officers we sent out? They will take about an hour. We don't have contract pilots, so we can travel at extreme speeds. What's the status of the starships? They will collide with Eden 2 in half an hour. The debris enough to destroy the lunar base. but the chain reaction will send meteors equivalent to 30% of the moon's mass crashing into Earth, destroying all our ground facilities. Even underground bunkers might not survive. We need more time. An obvious fact lies before them. The starships will crash into humanity's last stronghold before ground rescue arrives. This is the only way. Yes, we will have to destroy the starships, yep. But it's needed, it's a must. With a temporary spaceport, administrator looks surprised. The commanders of the starship seem to have expected this. They are soldiers of the old era and were already prepared for the worst when the starship first went gray. Any uncontrollable weapon can only bring disaster, so the only option is to destroy it. But even if we want to destroy them, we don't have enough firepower. We don't need powerful weapons. Oh. Oh. Okay. Self-destruct, I guess. So that's what I think. That's what Shin meant by bomb. The starship have like explosives within them. Okay, gotcha. I'm gonna go back to my cave. Alright, thanks for passing by. Yeah, I'll just finish this episode of the chapter before I end the stream, because it's a short stream only. If we use enough explosive to disrupt the reactor, it will turn into a hydrogen bomb. Okay, never mind. Even though the engines are running at low power, an explosion from inside will be enough to split the starships in half. But we can get into the engine room. Isn't there another entrance? He points at the nozzle spewing out flames. You want to send explosives from here? Yeah. The spaceport should have enough reserve. But how will you deal with the high temperatures? Missile casing can't withstand that. The spaceport's escape pods were designed for extreme environments. They can make it through. Wait, let me get this straight. Based on what you just said, that means, yep, pilot the escape pods loaded with explosive, and that's Shin. Now let's create the timing. Now that Shin is about to sacrifice his son, Watanabe, is on his way to the space right now. While this event has been happening. Speaks calmly as if talking about another training session. But the engine is still running. If it isn't, we wouldn't be doing this. Fortunately, the bomb only takes a moment to detonate. So who will go? This is a suicide mission. A moth to the flame. I'll leave the thing. Soon someone else volunteers for the one-way trip. No, Cyril is alive on the interlude. There's no way Cyril will sacrifice. In terms of flight experience, we're the most qualified. Because Cyril betrayed Babylonia, right? So one of the causes that make Cyril betray is because of what happened to Shin also. Kinda. I'm not 100% sure. Thank you for stepping up, but your future is still in the skies. We'll take this mission. Yet another person rises to the grim task. We spend half our lives dealing with starships. No one knows them better than us. Oh my god! They're even using Chief Commander Han's model here. Others have already stepped forward. We can hide behind you. You've all heard it. The decision has been made. They're right. We spend half our lives on starships. No one knows them better than us. If the starships are destroyed, our experience will also become useless. He looked at the colossal structures that have turned from defensive weapons into threats. But you're different. Even if the starships perish, humanity won't leave the skies. Damn. What a powerful word for a pilot. Even if the starships perish, humanity won't leave the skies. We need to leave hope and a future for the next generation, not a bunch of old dudes giving orders. The future belongs to the young who are still getting stronger. Cyril, you are their protector. So we will wait for you on the other side. He pats Cyril's shoulder and stands before his subordinates once more. Flagship Miracle, command crew step forward. They face death without fear, ready to send themselves in the miracle of off for the last time. Escort ship Ambition, command crews step forward. Their ambition is about to be extinguished, yet they are undaunted. Starlight, The stars they wished upon are about to fall, but they are not afraid. Because with the starlight falling, a hope can be created. Voyager. Because they will always believe. The stars will rise again. Yeah, like a port. The stars will fall, but that its light will create a light for a future, for a next generation, and it will rise again. Ambition will be reignited. Humanity will set sail once more, and their miracle will be engraved in the cosmos. 300 command crew members are about to light up the darkness before the dawn of their lives. Oh my god. The pods, loaded with high explosives, gradually detach from the spaceport. The indestructible Great Wall begins to crumble. Commandant, I have activated the EMP defense barrier, as you instructed. The spaceport's self-defense units are on standby to intercept debris falling toward Earth. Oh, Uncle Zodiac, yo, welcome to the stream. Well, I'm just gonna finish this episode before I end the stream. And yeah, this chapter is so peak. Holy cow. Once it's safe, follow the subsequent plan to adjust your position and merge Eden 2. Only the mass of that colony ship can help you recalibrate the gravitational field. Yokai, and good luck. After communication in the headset ceases, only a monotonous noise in the cockpit remains. Is everything set? Yes, they will complete the mission. Who did you leave your final message to? Of course, his only precious son. Yes. In the final moments of their lives, they talk about things they'd always kept in their hearts, but never had time to address. And you? I have nothing much to say, only that I'm going to join them. They always complain I didn't spend enough time with them. I'll have to apologize properly once I see them. They will be proud of you. Who knows? They might even complain I get there too early. We're almost there. Final destination. The massive starships are already on site. In comparison, the 300 escape pods look as small as moths. Literally small. Yep, literally a freaking starship. And with how big is this? I'm kind of curious, how big is Babylonia? Other than that, yep. Salute soldiers. Honestly, I'm a bit scared. Why did you have to say it? It's your fault. My hands are starting to shake. Can the 300 of us already complete this mission? My display shows the starship's defense array is still active. Stay focused. That's why we assign 10 people to each starship. Disperse immediately after entering the attack rooms to avoid being wiped out. We only need one person to get through. It sure feels lonely to have no backup support. Support is here. A raspy voice suddenly breaks into the communication channel. Siren? It's not just him. Suddenly, dozens of green blips appear on the radar, indicating friendly units. Cyril, didn't I tell you to stay out of spaceport? Shin, don't underestimate the determination and stubbornness of the young. You are always trying to protect them, but did you know they can already shoulder responsibilities? No one can run from this battle. We all have a role to play. These 300 soldiers is on their way to on task for a suicide mission for greater good. So the young soldiers is here to push them to give way for them to do their last heroic act. No? First, Air Squadron. Ivors reporting in. Slave Phase 3 trainee, Ken Lee, will intercept those defense drones. Third, Carrier Battle Group Pilot, Sophia. Please focus on your mission and leave the rest to us. Second, Special Operations Brigade, William. One report after another fills the communication channel, and for a moment, the lonely space is no longer silent. Since humans first discovered fire, we've continued our journey with wisdom and courage. 250,000 years ago, we conquered beasts and climbed to the top of the food chain. Science. Thousands of years ago, we conquered the land and let civilization take root across the planet. In just 200 years, we conquered the sea and the sky. And now, real life, it's our journey to conquer the space. And now, the creation of ours want to stop our progress. As the chief instructor of Project Fenrir, my order is open fire and cover Suicide Squad with everything you've got. Let's show them with our guns and ammo who their true commanders are. Countless energy beams and live emanations flew out from the fighter jets, marking the beginning of humanity's first space battle in the Silent Void. All units at full speed. Even moths have the courage to fly into the flames. This is some encouraging word, guys. Even moths have the courage to fly into the flames. Seize victory, even if it's a tragic one. This is what they call good and a very good chapter. First of all, it gives courage to players, to people, what humanity can do, you know, if they work together. And cooperation, humans' will, humans' power. But yeah, still, guys, 300 soldiers from Battle of old era, golden age. Salute for you guys. And yeah, that's the end of our for now, that's the end of our part 2 chapter 27 live stream story reaction. Okay, guys. Yeah, this,
あなたの気にかけ
like I
る
said,
未来に
the stories are going
あなた自身もいてくだ
intense,
さい。
going hype
指揮官
slowly. I think next chapter will be sad because again, Watanabe, instead of talking to his father is on the Suicide Squad for greater good. Okay, that's because the way how he said, like, my squad will be the pilot of this mission. That's how confident he is, you know. Like, yeah. Salute for you guys. So yeah, guys. Again, that's the end of our stream for now. Our story. We will continue main story chapter 27 on next week. I'll announce it on Discord, guys. Okay? Because again, we're going to join the contest for punishing Grey Ravens, which is deadline will be on July 26th. So yeah, and Arknight's people here, OST reaction stream on Monday. All right, and Sunday I'm not sure if I think I can even continue the story tomorrow. But let's see what will happen tomorrow. Okay, if I'm sleepy after I came back after I arrive home at night or afternoon, if I'm sleepy, I think we'll move the PGR stream. But if I'm not sleepy, then we can continue this chapter. Okay, but yeah, again, guys, reaction stream on Monday. Alright, so guys, thanks for staying. And see you later. See you next time, guys. Bye. Mata ne. Bye bye, YouTube.